Welcome everybody. This is Common Creed Trafficking Q&A session with Javon Bates, The Legacy, and I'm from Tomahawk Entertainment Group and Javon Bates, The Legacy family.
I'm Christina Blum from Blumshot Entertainment, the host.
And I'm Crystal Sims from Ohio Media Broadcasting.
I'm Anthony Phillips of Showdown Entertainment.
And I'm thrilled to be here tonight with the Q&A session of Common Creed Trafficking, the movie. Thank you all for joining us for this important conversation. Let's give a warm welcome to the cast and crew. Working on the film with such a heavy subject matter must have been quite a journey. How did you all prepare emotionally for your roles?
Took a ride through the hood, listen to the right music that matched my character, and I rehearsed my lines, went over them a bunch of times until I felt like I got it.
There's some dedication over time.
What was the most rewarding part of being involved in the film for each of you? Whoever wants to answer first.
Working with everybody. That was rewarding because no one knows each other. You know, most of us may know each other because working with Jovan or Tony or Miko, but a lot of us, especially me, I don't know anyone. And they made it welcoming and rewarding to work with different types of cultures of people.
Freedom of expression, freedom to get into your character and allow it to flow, and then once you know when it hits with the other character in front of you, your scene partner, and once it clicks, man, it's it. Wow, you know it's popping. You know it. You just got it.
Yeah.
You know it's next. Move on.
Javon, this film addresses a very serious issue. What inspired you to make this project?
You know what? It's a sequel. So it wasn't really no inspiration for the second one. It was just something that had to be written. And working with Devontae in the first one, I was like, we have to come back and do it again. So just seeing him develop in this one is even better because like the first one it was like the start of everything. Like it was my first debut as a writer, director, and I was learning things and they were learning things. So when we did this one was just phenomenal, tight, good, great. So yeah.
Yeah. Javon, this film addresses a very serious issue. What inspired you to take on this project?
Well, it's just the issues of drugs and human trafficking. So each issue I felt needed to be stated and shown to the world. So that was my thing. I wanted to take true events and put a story around each one. So that was it.
How did you work with the cast and crew to ensure the sensitive portrayal of human trafficking?
So I just made sure everybody locked in on their character when it came down to the villains, when it came down to the police dealing with a traffic character. So without giving the movie away, it's a character in the movie who actually was an important piece or important person, and she ended up being trafficked. So that scene was kind of hard to watch, but at the same time direct. But at the same time, it was like, wow, it feel like it was real. So yeah.
What do you hope the audience will take away from the film?
Some education, awareness. In some of the scenes, you'll see like people being negligent. Walking down the street, not paying attention to their surroundings, and that's the quickest way you can get abducted. So it's just paying attention to everyday life in general.
So, Anthony,
Yes.
the co-director, film can be challenging. How do you and Javon collaborate to bring the story to life?
If he writes a story, he bring it to me, tell me look at the song. I look at it, and we go over how we can make it better first. And normally he has it 95% of the time, just right. So it don't take too much more to add to it. So that's what we do, we collaborate with this and that, and all other ventures as well.
What were some of the unique challenges you faced during the production, and how did you overcome them?
One of the ones that I figured was probably the toughest was probably locations. Just trying to get the right location, and then actually, like, you know what I'm saying, making sure it's secure.
Right.
Because, you know, you got people that change their mind, or you got people that be like, oh, we can't do it this week, can you come this week? So just trying to work with people with the locations. That might have been the hardest thing, but the cast, the crew, it was
You
great.
made it happen.
Yeah.
One thing about the locations, don't forget, even when we had to go to another location.
Oh, yeah.
Set up, yeah.
Yeah, so even if we had to change, we know how to adapt and pivot. So that's the key. Like when you're doing filming, you just you gotta learn how to adapt and pivot quick. You can't just like, oh my God, man, what we gonna do? Like you gotta be quick on your feet. You just learn how to adapt and pivot due to the change.
What are some of the unique challenges you guys faced during the production, and how did you overcome them?
Production. It wasn't too many challenges. I think some of the challenges might have been, just like I said, some of the scenes just got kind of real when you watching them. Like you watching it being filmed, like, man, it's like life imitates art, and art imitates life. So it's like you just kind of confused sometimes when you watching. You like, man, this looks too real. It just seems so real. So it was really nothing.
And to answer that, work on another movie before this, I was prepared for anything that happens. So I was able to just easily.
Oh yeah.
Javon Bates, the screenplay is incredibly gripping and thought-provoking. What was your inspiration for writing the story?
The inspiration was I wanted to touch on trafficking in a couple different ways. So if you watch the movie, you'll see a child, you'll see a female, and you'll see how the villains are played, how they are portrayed, and then you'll see, in reality, you'll know what to look for. So when you watch this movie, your eyes will be open to whatever is what's out there, you know. The awareness.
So, how did you approach writing about such a difficult and sensitive matter?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
How did you approach writing about such a different and sensitive subject matter?
Yeah,
So,
honestly, you just gotta be, if you're a writer, you have to touch certain aspects of life. So you have to respect it, you have to research what you're writing, you have to know what you're writing, you have to be detailed, pay attention to details. So you have to be very, very, very descriptive and informative. So it's not just you writing something and that's it. No, you want to get the details. You want to know from the girl's perspective, you want to know from the man's perspective, from the villain to the cop to whatever, from the person on the street looking at it. So that's what it's all about.
Were there any real-life stories or events that particularly influenced your writing?
Yeah, I mean, it's real life events that you see on the news, and all I did was just shape stories around those events. That's it.
The topic of human trafficking is deeply emotional. How did working on this film change your perspective on the issue?
I mean, it made it more aware for me, because like when I'm out now, I kind of see certain things, so I know what to look for. And it's like, you know, you shake your head when you look at like teenagers, for example. You see them when they get earbuds and they just being careless. So you see that kind of stuff. Or you just see kids, you be at the park, you see a little kid just run up to you. Can you push me on the swing? You like, where your parents at? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not an evil person, but I'm just saying, like, where your parents at? Their parents all the way over there drinking and doing whatever they want to do. And it's like, go get your parents and tell them come, you know, put you on the swing. So yeah, I mean, like I said, you'll see it. Once you see the movie, you'll see like the different things that you'll be looking out for.
What kind of impact do you hope this film will have on the viewers and the broader community?
I hope it have a deep impact. Like I said, a little bit more awareness definitely on human trafficking. So, yeah.
Can anyone share a moment when they felt particularly moved or inspired during the making of this film? Any of the crew?
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's Dylan checking in. I'm gonna say let me not give the movie away. A particular situation, it kind of put me in that state of mind of like, if this happened to me, what would I do? And like I was saying before, just being aware of it can happen to anybody. And I feel like sometimes we get complacent, but we gotta be aware that this does happen every day around us. So it really moved me because it put you in that seat, like, all right, if this happened to you, what you gonna do? And it's like, it's kind of like, wow, I don't know what I do. Like, where do you start? You know, where do you look? So yeah, it just kind of like put you in that seat.
Deja.
Just based off of my character herself, just like Vontae was just saying, more so for me, how would you really go about it if I was really, a dirty lawyer? Like I was saying before, it's funny you just said that too. What I really takes on to something like that is definitely for me how would you react towards it more so.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, right. So for me to actually tell you what made me want to even do this was simply because it was for two reasons. One, it had me thinking about my cousin actually, because even though she's missing, but they're not saying she's trafficked, but I mean you still may never know. And then two, also being able to work with people who actually have been human traffic survivors. So that was really the main thing when they want to do this. And even when it came to acting my scene out, like my character, he was like very tuned in onto the stuff that was going on. Right. So yeah, those were the reasons I'd say that made me want to do this and really enjoy doing this.
Right.
Oh, what was the question again?
It was, did you want to share a specific moment particularly that moved you and inspired you by making this film?
Honestly, I was moved and inspired when we were at like the abandoned location where you had the snipers in the roof and out the windows, and it was like 30 people marching all at once, like shooting and stuff. That was inspiring. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but I was inspired by that. It felt like 300 or Spartan or something like that. So it was just fun to be a part of that. And that was towards the end of the film, not to give it away, but that was just an inspiring part to me.
Did you feel like that was just a difficult thing to film?
Difficult? From
I was an actor's perspective.
No, not from my perspective. If I was in your shoes, I think it'd be difficult because you have to be accountable for all these people and to try to get them to move all on one accord, and if one thing off, then you got to do it over. So for me, it was easy, honestly. I was having fun, to be honest. But for you, if I was in your shoes, I think it would be difficult.
Yeah, I mean, working with you guys and just seeing your work ethic, it was easy for me to relate to everybody. So it wasn't like, it was hard. Like I had to, come on. No, it was just like everybody understood. It was like great direction, even with Tony helping and, giving out the instructions. So it was great working with everybody.
Nice.
You just said it. You right there. It inspired me when we were like in the trap house, from the trap house to going to the big mansion house, working with the Messiah, and being like one of his right hand ladies, bosses. You know, I felt like I had authority. You know, what woman wouldn't want to feel like she has authority? You know, she feels powerful. You know, that inspired me feeling powerful. But what Lightweight moved me was somebody getting kidnapped, being actually in a trap house to see what the actually trappers go through in life, because you got to worry about so much. You know, dealing and being around guns and violence, like, dang, this is real. So the pressure is actually on the actual person that lives that type of lifestyle versus me to be the actress that gets to play the lifestyle. I'm not gonna have too much on me as they would have on them. So it inspired me and it moved me at both times. Good and bad ways.
Right. That's cool. Dave.
Man. Well, for Vladimir, with me, the way I prep and the way I do things, it takes me like to another level on different stuff. It's like I get the chance to go up this ultimate roller coaster, man, and then nobody is pulling the brakes. Nobody. They're not pulling the brakes. They're just allowing me to go as fast as I effing can. And it's in the thrill of it. That's what this was a thrill ride. From the time that I got my hair cut to the guy wanted to kick my ass legitimately because he thought I was a trafficker because I was talking about barber. He wanted to kill me. So that set me off. That's right off the get. So I was already in character, but then I had 45 miles to drive to go up there and do this character. Oh yeah. And so now was it. You know what I'm saying? So I got a chance to take it. And then when I had to pull it back, I did. I had different characters. I don't want to give the movie away. I had different characters that I could relate to that brought me back from different parts of my life. So it allowed me to explore and really run with it. And it is a touchy subject. It is a bad subject, but it has to be put out there. Mm-hmm. You know, it really does, because it does happen every day. Mm-hmm. So if a guy that doesn't know me, that was threatening to kill me legitimately before I was even going to the set because he heard something, he's willing to take and risk his life legitimately to say something to threaten me is a very important subject out there. And so he thought I was the actual that. So somebody, a stranger, put his life out there in line, because you know what I'm saying? So why don't I get to put mine out there. So I get to spill things. I get to spill everything I got.
So what was your typical day, like when you start in the morning? Like what's your first thing you do to prep for the Vladimir role? Like what was your first thing you did? Just the first thing you do.
For Vladimir, let's just take the particular scene of, I'm not gonna tell this, it was a very cool scene. Vladimir's reaching, he gets to off this one guy and the people are coming. So as things were going, my mind is always free. Vladimir had a different shave. His what he wore, his chains meaned everything. I bought stuff from Amazon. Each tattoo meant something. If there was a thieving tattoo, then the story behind what did he steal? Did he steal? Was it this? Was it hearts? What was it? This tattoo meant he had this. So I had certain tattoos that I got that I wore for that particular scene. You might not even see it in there, but I saw it. So each one of those tattoos meant something to me. So so everything to what he wore, to his character, to his necklaces, to how his shape of his beard was, to the way that he spoke, the way he looked, meant everything to his character. That was his being. And then if you want to put inanimate objects in there and whatnot, the feel of the gun and this and that, or this, or the stuff that we already know. We've all done stuff in our life. We can bring it back. Land of make believe. Here we are.
You remember the question you needed to say?
No, I remember.
Okay.
I think going back to what you were saying about being cognizant of your surroundings with the subject matter, being present in daily life, because right now, in this day and age, we all struggle on a daily basis to be present, whether it's mental health issues or technology or the fast-paced life that pulls us in multiple directions. It's not always easy to be present right now, and that's how this stuff happens. And for Christina, her character, I feel like I incorporated a lot of listening for her, because her job was to kind of hold it together, even when in certain parts of the story, everything was falling apart. Everything was unraveling. We didn't know how we were going to save these girls. We didn't know if we were going to be able to save these girls. These are families that are being torn apart, people dying, and we're trying to rid our city of this poison and this toxin, and it's not an easy job, and people have failed before. And she was leading the team that was supposed to bring this down. And so for her, it was a lot of listening to her team's ideas, taking the good, leaving the bad, and trying to just do as much as possible to keep everyone safe, because everybody's lives are on the line. And, we're going out there not knowing if we're going to succeed, praying that we succeed, but not knowing for sure. And that is, for her job was to make sure that everyone was present and accountable for their job, and make sure that when they go into that area, your surrounding, you have your head about you, so you come out in one piece if that's the plan. So I think for her, that was the most important part, was to do her best to try to, get her team through this mission.
So she was your counterpart. So.
Yep. Yeah, we basically worked good together to get the job done, of course. I mean, for me, the inspiration part of it is I was a little oblivious myself in everyday life, because I'm always out and about, moving around by myself. And, since we've done this movie, it makes me think a little more outside the box, be more careful myself. And as far as my role, I was just glad I was one of the role that I had. I got the job done. And we did our thing.
Don't forget Big Dog right there on the phone, Mike.
Yep.
I'm just a cool dude. You don't want to mess with me.
Yeah.
Yes, I know that cool dude.
So anything you want to say about the same question? So
What was the question?
Question is there any particular moment of the movie that inspired you during making the film?
My inspiration was just the whole cast and crew and the directors. You know what I mean? It's just inspiration in itself to know that you can come to work and feel comfortable and not have to worry about anybody hollering at you or getting your lines together and things like that. It was just a real exhilarating experience, and I look forward to the next project. Big Dog in his out.
Well, I know we have to leave pretty soon, so if anybody else got something to say overall, then make it short if you can. Anybody got anything extra to say?
Some of the cast, they was all great. Like I say, a lot of them came in and did their thing, and some people was a natural at it, and some people worked at it and got it too. And I like seeing that, because all of them from what we heard before, she came in a much better role. And brought it, then we seen another movie too.
Yes.
She did everything in there as well. I've seen her a few movies. I've seen them online lately. Skittles, like she said, she ain't been in much, but she's in here.
Oh yeah,
And Brett, he carries himself very well. I like his demeanor. So I got a role for him as well. He's cool. He wants to be cool, but he got to be mean as hell at the same time. And Deja got something out too. And of course Dilla too. I don't know his thing, but I got something Ryan I already know.
Oh, well,
Of course, my nephew Javon too. We gonna keep it going, right? So we got how many projects? About 10.
Oh yeah, we got a lot of projects, and then the main thing, seriously though, that I noticed just in Ohio, in Cleveland too, is we got to definitely support the projects.
That's right.
So if we don't support the projects, there won't be no other projects.
That's right.
That's the key. So it's not about the money or anything like that. It's just about the push. Just the things that we doing here, create awareness, create content,
Promotion.
Yeah, exactly.
And working with Ryan Paul, of course.
Everybody should promote. That's not only for you, but that's for themselves too.
Exactly.
But it'll help if it comes from themselves, because that get their friends or whoever they know on social media to get into them. But it helps for you because you the one that can make our project bigger than what we doing.
Exactly.
I think we all talked about the movie and being on the movie, but I tell you something. What really was fun? It was, and that was fun, was the auditioning process, to be frankly honest with you.
Oh, you like the audition?
Oh, I love the audition. I got a chance to audition with 3 or 4 guys that came in. I came in for my audition. You guys kept me for like 4 different people. And then I got to work with it was great. And you know what? It was so cool about it. You still didn't know if you got the part. It was fun.
It's just a different.
It was fun. It was fun.
I mean,
that's great. If you have fun, you have fun. That's perfect.
Make everybody comfortable.
Yeah.
Because like when you go to an audition, you're always nervous.
Yeah.
Always, especially when you're by yourself. You walk in that door, you're like, oh, bring us back.
Cold read, 5,000 people, and you're sitting there. What have you done lately? I haven't got a
All right, y'all. So we going to conclude this.
Don't forget, you got soundtracks out, and people willing to sing on. If you can't sing, he gonna need y'all. I'm gonna need y'all. So we just want to know. So the singers in the house, they just step up.
All right, y'all. So go to JavonBatesLegacyFilms.com or tgmedia.org. This concludes our Q&A. I'm Javon Bates.
And thank you all for your insightful answers and shedding light on the important issue. Concrete trafficking is not just a film, it's a call for action. Let's continue the conversation, work towards a world where human trafficking is a thing of the past. Thank you everyone for being here tonight.
Thank you.
Good.
All right.